Hello, students. Last week we had started chapter 1 of biology and had discussed a few topics of the chapter. The name of the chapter was The Leaf, and the topics we discussed were: first, what is a leaf? Second, parts of a leaf. Third, venation. Functions of a leaf and types of a leaf. Okay. Still we are left with few more topics in this chapter, and that we will discuss today. So first of all, we will discuss about modifications of leaves. Children, as you know that the main function that is performed by a leaf is photosynthesis, means to manufacture the food. Besides photosynthesis, they perform exchange of gases and transpiration also, that also we have discussed. But there are few other functions, certain functions which are performed by leaves of the plant in certain plants, and for that leaves are modified. So first, modified as tendril. The function of these plants is, or the leaves of these plants is to give the support to the plant. Okay. So, for example, pea plant. In pea plant, stem is very weak, and because of that, it cannot stand on its own. So, in this plant, leaves are modified into thin, wiry, coiled structure, like spring-like structure they make. The whole lamina, it makes a spring-like structure that is very thin and coiled structure, like wire. Okay. And it is very sensitive to touch. This coiled structure make a coil around any hard surface or solid surface, and like this it helps the plant to stand up and to climb up. Okay. Second is modified as spines. In this type of plants, the whole leaf or the lamina of the leaf has pointed structures. Pointed structures are there. Okay, and because of having pointed structures, animals do not graze these plants. Moreover, they reduce the area of the transpiration, means the rate of transpiration also decreases. The rate of loss of water is also decreased in these type of plants. Okay. Third is modified as scales. Spines, the example of spine is cactus plant. Third is modified as scales. For example, onion. In these type of plants, the leaves are fleshy, thick and fleshy. Membranes are there, and in those leaves water is stored, so they have the capacity to store food. Okay. So there are three types of modifications. Modified as tendril, they make spring-like structure, coil-like structure. They make a coil around a surface nearby them, and like this they help the plant to stand up. And they are very sensitive to touch. Leaves are very sensitive to touch. Second, modified as spines. In these type of plants, the leaves are having pointed structures all over the lamina. Sometimes all over the lamina. In few plants, the leaves have the pointed structures at margins, not all over the lamina. And that's why they help the plant to reduce the loss of water and also protect them from animals. Third is scales. In these type of plants, leaves are thick and fleshy. That's why they store food. Okay. Now, next topic is insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants are those plants which digest insects in them. Generally, these plants grow at the places where there is a deficiency of nitrogen, and this deficiency is fulfilled by digesting insects. For example, first is pitcher plant. In pitcher plant, the lamina is in the shape of pitcher. Pitcher like a flower pot, you can assume. Okay, the lamina of the leaf is in the form of pitcher. The apex of the leaf is like the lid of the pitcher, and the petiole is in the shape of a coil. Petiole means the stalk that attaches lamina to the stem. It is in the form of coil. Okay. So what happens when an insect comes and sits on the pitcher? It slides down inside the pitcher and the lid closes. When it goes down, there are digestive juices which are present, and insect is digested and the protein of the insect is absorbed. Second is Venus flytrap. This is also an insectivorous plant. In this type of plant, the leaves have two lobes, means like two leaves are joined with each other. They are attached with each other through the margins, and that margin of both the leaves works like a hinge of the door. The whole surface of the leaf is very shiny and secretes a juice, and this juice attracts the insects towards itself. So what happens when an insect comes and sits on the surface of the leaf? That hinge traps the insect. It goes down inside the leaves and it is digested and the protein is absorbed. Okay, so these are two insectivorous plants which digest insects. After that, the last topic of the chapter is vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is a kind of reproduction in which a new plant arises from any particular plant. Same type of plant arises from any particular plant. And this new plant arises, this process takes place through the vegetative parts of the plant, like stems, roots, and leaves, etc. For example, in Bryophyllum, it's a kind of plant, plant of sprouts. In this plant, what happens that on the leaf, at the margins of the leaf, there are the buds. Buds are present. Buds are the places from where, in favorable conditions, new plant arises. Small plants arise from the margin of the leaf. I told you again, I'll repeat. In Bryophyllum, on the leaf at the margins, small buds are present. In favorable conditions, small plants arise from those buds. And when these leaves or leaflets fall on the moist soil, new plant develops. These plants which had arised from the margin, they develop, they grows and become new plant of the same kind. Okay, so this is a process of vegetative propagation. Fine. So children, today we have discussed modifications of leaf, insectivorous plants and vegetative propagation. This was the last of the chapter, means we have finished the chapter. I have attached an assignment with this audio. In that assignment, I have given some questions. Please do those questions in your rough copy and read the whole chapter thoroughly. Read it carefully, and whenever you listen this audio, please open the book. If you have the book, please open it in front of you, and then you listen it properly, then you'll understand. Thank you, students.